Hey, thanks so much for joining me. I'm Danny from The Glittered Rose. Today I'm happy to share with you this project that I've created using tissue paper for texture. I'm somebody who loves texture in their art journal, and I wanted to use a flat medium but use that for the texture. So I've used this gorgeous printed tissue paper for texture. So rather than using something more three-dimensional like texture paste, I've used a flat medium like the tissue paper and used it with lots of texture, and it's really worked. So this spread has really got lots of texture. So the main focal images come from my collage sheet called Awe-Inspiring Animals, and they really are just gorgeous sort of vintage um, looking animals that I think have lots of character, and the sheet just makes me giggle. I've had a real tough time deciding which animals to use because they are all just full of character. Um, I've used some glitter paint for the first time on the background, and that really sort of lifted it and boosted it. Before that, I really wasn't sure about this spread, but I really love it now. It's brought it out from the background, and I hope that you like it as much as I do. So like I said, I didn't use any texture paste. I've just used some scrunched up tissue paper, and it's really got a lot of texture. So let me know down below what you think. Leave me a comment and hit the like button. And if you want to see how I created it, stick around. Alright guys, let's get into it. So I'm going to be working with my new collage sheet, Awe-Inspiring Animals. I am going to be thinking about which images to use. My first instinct is to do the rabbit and the lamb in the opposing corners, but I'm thinking that the lamb might be too light to go with the rabbit, so we might end up going with the pig. These images will be available in my Ko-fi shop, so for those who are new to my channel, I have a subscription model available for my collage sheets. It's only $5 per month, and for that you get access to all my collage sheets and their individual images. And my collage sheets are available in both A4 and letter size. So you can download them and print them as often as you want. And you can also download the images individually and print them as large or as small as you want. It's a massive bargain. It works out at about $3.50 US a month. So, and the quality of the images are amazing. They're not fuzzy, and I put a lot of time in them. So be sure to check out my Ko-fi shop. Okay, so I'm just going to grab my small art journal. And I'm going to tear out a couple of pages. Um, doesn't really matter where. I just find it easier to work outside of my book. I'm just going to use some collage medium. It's just my glue of choice. I just find it glues down nice and quickly. So this is just some nice printed tissue paper. And I'm just going to use this for the background, and I'm going to make sure that I crinkle and wrinkle it up. So I'm going to pop it down and scrunch it up. So I'm not laying it flat, I'm making sure that there are lots of wrinkles in this. The more wrinkles, the better. Just making sure that I bypass my holes so it'll go back in my binding okay. Sometimes fingers work better than any brush. I'm one that doesn't mind getting dirty. And that's a bit longer than my sheet, but that doesn't my page, but that doesn't matter because I'm going to be wrinkling it up together. So let's pop a little bit down up the top here. I don't want to fill up all the space because I want to leave some white space. Just trying to fold it up and get some of those wrinkles in. It's looking pretty good. I'm going to dry this off and I'll be back. Okay, so it's all dry and I can feel the texture. It feels really nice. So now I'm going in with some gesso, and I'm just freshening up some of the areas and blending in those edges. And this just helps um, push it towards the background and blends it all together. I'll just dry this off again. Okay, so it's all dry and just looking at it, and yeah, I think I don't like the sheep. I think that maybe something something with the darker background would be better. I don't want two bunnies, I don't think. I'm thinking I'm gonna go with the pig. Um, I'm gonna cut out that pig. I'll cut the piggy out and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've grabbed some really pretty 49 and Market washi tape, and I'm just popping some strips down, just down where I'm going to pop these images, just for a little bit of detail. Um, just popping, just popping strips down. It's not, it not probably won't be overly obvious by the time it's all finished and together, but it's just little details that make the finished piece look finished. And it's just when you build up your layers, it's just little details like this that I love. '49 and Market washi tape is probably my favorite. It just strips down like this so beautifully, and it has a beautiful translucency to it and a beautiful stick as well, and it layers beautifully. I think that this washi tape is perfect with this rabbit. I'm just doing the same on the other side. Just trying to have thin layers. Just trying to keep in mind where the images are going to be, just so that I don't waste too much washi tape. There's no point having layers and layers of washi tape if it's going to be covered up anyway by your image. It's looking pretty good. I might call that done. I want to keep this fairly low mess because I've got a fairly light um, image on the back. I don't want to have too much seepage through. So I don't want too much wet media on this spread. So I'm going to grab out a distress crayon, and I like this hexagon stencil. It's quite fine and this spread is quite small. So I need to keep things quite small. Sometimes I think, a lot of stencils are really huge and they're too big when you're doing things small. So I need to keep my proportions fairly small. So I'm just rubbing my crayon through this stencil. It's really good. You only need to do do a little bit and then blend it through the stencil. So I'm doing this for my animal challenge for the Glittered Roses Facebook group. I run a Facebook group called The Glittered Roses, and every month we have 2 challenges. And this is the mid-monthly challenge run by Diane, and for February it's animals. So I made this collage sheet to go with that, and yeah, I think that this is going to be a fun challenge. I just love the rabbit. It reminds me of my rabbit Thumper. Even though he's a lop, I don't know, there's something about her face. It reminds me of his face. He's a funny little thing. He's such a stubborn little thing. He'll chew on what he's not supposed to chew on, and you'll tell him no, and he'll look. He'll stare at you until you laugh at him. Then he'll, run off and kick his legs and show off till you laugh at him. It's funny how they all have their own little personalities. So I'm double stenciling. I'm layering it on top of the smoky grey colour, but offset, so it's not exactly on top. So I think grey and pink work well together. If you're having trouble blending these distress crayons, just dampen your finger a bit. Sometimes just it's enough just to use a wet wipe, or dip your finger in a bit of water if it's really a bit stiff, but depends how warm the weather is as well. That's looking pretty cool. I've just grabbed out a soft pastel. Oh, I've glued down the focal images, and I've grabbed out a soft pastel, and I'm just going around the very edges. I don't want too much because it's already looking very sort of black and white. And just framing the pages. Just to bring your eye into the center. That's looking pretty good to my eye now. All right, it's going to be time to embellish it now. And I think see possibility everywhere because I think it's possible to see a bunny dressed in a gorgeous gown with flowers on top of her head is probably possible. We're going to pop a nice gold button. I'm just going to chop the back off the button so that it sits flatter. I'll just grab my wire cutters. Just going to hot glue these down. I'm going to make sure that I pop a link for the glittered roses in in the description box below, so that if you'd like to join us, you know where to find us. We're a small Facebook group. I think there's about 150 members now. But like I said, we have 2 challenges every month. And it's no pressure, just if you wanna have a challenge once or twice a month, it's great. We all do very different sort of work, and it's really lovely to see. I like it there. I like that extra bit of bling, it sort of adds a bit of richness to the page. So we would love if you join us. Be sure to check us out. Okay, I'm gonna go around these focal images with my Stabilo oil pencil. And then just grab my paintbrush with some water. These Stabilo oil pencils really do have, um, they have a look all of their own. They're sort of, I guess they are watercolor pencils, but they have a very graphite effect. They're very special. I love them. They don't look watercolory, they look more sort of grungy. I love them. And you really can get them sort of drippy and grungy and it's very rare for me to do a art journal page or an art journal spread without without using a Stabilo wall on it. Cool, that's looking really good. It's funny, I wasn't too crazy about that until I popped the embellishments on. I'm actually going to pop a little flower in this button. I think that'll look, I think it'll look quite sweet. And it'll tie that cream color that's in the other button underneath the See Possibility Everywhere. Yeah, that looks good. I like that now. Sort of lifted it. I just had a great idea. I'm going to grab my Opal Dust by Jo Sonia, which I've never used, and I'm going to test it out. I've just opened the top of it. I'm going to dig in, and I'm just going to paint it on these dark areas. And it's like a gel paint, and I'm going to fill in the dark areas. Oh, this is looking pretty. I hope that the camera's picking up the glitter, because in person it's really twinkling, but it's not too much. I love this. I thought before I put the embellishments on, I thought it was looking a little flat and boring, but now I actually quite love it. Probably should have used maybe a bit of a smaller brush, but I'm a bit lazy. I won't bother trying to find a smaller one. I think these opal effects paint would look a lot better on a darker color like this. I'm not sure it would work very well on a light color. So very cool. I'm going to finish up and I'm going to give it a dry off, and then we might have a closer look. I think I'm going to call it done when it's dry. I'm pretty happy with this. I think this is a really cool spread. And here we are, all finished. I have to say I'm really happy with the results. For something that I wasn't sure about until the embellishments went on, and now I have to say I'm really happy with the results. I think it's really cool. Um, it kind of makes me giggle. It's a really fun spread. It's something a little bit different but fun. Um, yeah, I'm not sure if I'll keep the doubled up um, embellishment, but it looks pretty. But it's so thick. But yeah, I love it. Um, I think that the opal dust just finishes it. It really brings those images out from the sort of dark pink and black background. The um the tissue paper worked so well for texture. I'm really happy with that technique for the texture. But all in all, I think that it's such a cool result. If you want to check out the collage sheet, be sure to check out my Ko-fi shop. The link is in my description box. It's a really fun sheet. Um, I think you can have fun with it. Thanks so much for watching till the end. I'm really happy with it. Thanks, guys. Bye for now.